I had chosen out of the humidor the Montecristo Espada Oscuro. And what's interesting about this choice is because you never know, like, I never know what I'm going to choose when I go in, but I love they've got such a huge selection. I can always find something. Oh, I haven't had this, or I've had it, but maybe I haven't talked about it on the show. So something interesting to give some tasting notes on.
I think late last year or very early this year, I actually reviewed that cigar.
Well, I believe you did. And what was interesting to me after I chose it was that Steve, the manager there, says to me, "Oh, the Espada Oscuro." And then I ran into Ken, our buddy from Casa de Montecristo, and he goes, "Oh, the Espada Oscuro." So it's like, okay, I must be in for something interesting here,
right?
To say the least, because they both kind of went out of their way to comment, "Oh, you chose that one."
I want to point out, if you're looking at the picture of this, if you're watching this online, that is a badass looking cigar.
Well, it is, and that picture actually I got off the internet because Steve was kind enough to clip it for me and use a V cutter. But I forgot to take a picture before he took that bottom band off. So I wanted to show. So I found that picture on the internet to show what that bottom band looked like. But the Espada is Spanish for sword. And by the way, it's not called El Espada. But if it were, that would translate to the Espada.
That's right.
So that's, just
There's
offering
a
that
band
little,
called that, right?
I think maybe, or
It's
something
the
similar
sword,
to that.
whatever.
Sword, yeah.
But if you're listening to them in Spanish, it would be the Espada.
Espada, yes. The cigar is blended with all Nicaraguan tobacco from the Plasencia factory. It uses a Habana Oscuro wrapper and binder and fillers, all from Nicaragua. The Montecristo blending team did the blend, but they went to Plasencia and basically were given free reign to choose any of the Plasencia tobacco that they wanted to choose for this. So it was a very interesting concept. The pre-light was very promising, a bit of nuttiness and some hay. Steve V-cut it for me, and once the cigar was lit, I got a sense for how rich that the flavors were going to be. There was lots of smoke, and the rich flavors kind of hit immediately. The cigar managed to give both a creamy sweetness and a good bit of spice kind of like right from the start. Some cigars wait until maybe like the second, third or so to start building in complexity. This one did it like from the third or fourth puff, which was very, very interesting. There was some cedar on the retrohale, some notes of strong black coffee. It started out medium to full, but by the midway point on this, we can drop the medium and just call it full. I mean, it was a really big cigar. In full Ian style, the ash dropped onto my shirt about an inch in. What was interesting is the ash was so solid that I actually scooped it up off my shirt and put it in the ashtray, and it stayed together.
That's always a little bit gratifying.
Yes,
isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
That's gratifying in that weird way that peeling the plastic off of your new phone.
Oh, I love that.
It's that kind of feeling.
I love that. Yeah, when it's just pristine underneath, you're like, oh, yeah. The Espada is a $10 to $11 cigar. I'm going to tell you, I thought it was awesome. In fact, I'd go so far as to say I thought it was the best Montecristo I've ever smoked that was not blended by someone named AJ Fernandez. I'm tempted to penalize its score because the AJ blends for Montecristo are a couple of dollars cheaper. But I enjoyed it so much, I'm actually going to give it a 6. It honestly, if you had told me this was a $12 or $13 cigar, I'd have still felt like it lived up to its price. So the Montecristo Espada Oscuro. And by the way, this is a reblending of the Espada. There's an older Espada that I think got great reviews and did really well for them, but this one was reblended a year or so ago using that Plasencia tobacco, and they did.
I didn't know anything about the older
job.
one. Did you know anything about that?
I don't recall whether I ever smoked one of those or not, to be honest. But I do know that this was a reblending that came out because I looked it up on the internet and found everybody's talking about it being the new version. So, by the way, the burn wonderful and straight line, and it was just really enjoyable. I dug it. So.